Hello. Maybe you remember me from movies like Hitmen of Mars. Everyone, welcome to this review. Today we offer you the Olympus M1 Mark II. Hello. Well, the time has come to talk about the Olympus M1 Mark II. Currently I use Sony, Lumix and Blackmagic, so I can give a clear and comparative opinion. This is an already old camera, from 2017, but it has been updated by firmware. You get between $500 and $600. And it is a camera that surpasses many current ones on the market. This is a camera that gets updates every 3 to 6 months since it was released. Olympus does not let its cameras die, like Lumix does, or Sony that makes its old models obsolete. It has a micro four thirds sensor, but not any sensor. It has advantages: ISO, autofocus and stabilization. Before talking about the 3 strengths of this camera, let's keep in mind that we are talking about benefit and price, pitting them against their price competitors around $600 or $1,000. Having ISO and autofocus advantages over the Lumix G7 or G85. And advantages over the Sony Alpha, such as LAZV-E10, or cameras like the A6000 to the 6400, where it surpasses them in stabilization. Several Sony Alphas do not have internal stabilization, and those that do are regular, so you need a gimbal or tripod. It also surpasses these Sony and Los Lumix in image size, since these are only Ultra HD with only 100 megabits, and they do not have CK4 with a 235 megabit rate like this Olympus. The Sony Alpha only surpasses it in having a slightly better ISO. First of all, let's talk about the general characteristics first. 1. It has dual SD card slot. Useful for separating photos from video. 2. Microphone input, and headphone or headset output, which allows us to check the audio. 3. Folding screen to be able to record ourselves, or for comfort when recording or taking pictures. 4. Records in C4K. 4300 by 3800, with a rate of 230 megabits. 5. Long-lasting batteries. They are generic and cheap. 6. It has a 5-axis mechanical stabilizer superior to those of Sony, or those of Lumix. The Car 7. The focus is very reliable, much better than any Lumix, not as fast as Sony, but very accurate. One can trust this one. Let's keep in mind that 2 cameras have already come out ahead of this Olympus, and they surpass this old M1 Mark II in everything. Even so, this camera is a beast of work for price and image quality. Now let's deal with the 3 strongest points of this camera. The autofocus, the internal stabilizer, the ISO and lens management. Many cameramen and filmmakers like me say that professionals only use manual focus, yes, but many times when making guerrilla cinema, combat cinema, run and gun, or covering an event or reporting, we need a reliable autofocus. I have to say that the Olympus autofocus is far superior to that of the Lumix. I have been a Lumix user for many years, and the autofocus is very bad. They improved it a bit with the last GH6 and SA5. But it is not reliable. Now let's look at these tests. It is not as fast as the Sony, but it is acceptable. The stabilizer. This camera has a pretty good stabilizer, you don't need to connect to the lens to do dual stabilization. This thanks to its 5-axis mechanical stabilization, this means that you do not need a gimbal or tripod. ISO or lens management. The ISO is better than that of the Lumix, supporting more than double what a Lumix supports in ISOs. It better manages wide-angle lenses, whether automatic or manual. These lenses in Lumix give a gelatin that damages the image and forces you to turn off the stabilizer or put up a tripod. Finally, the color. Despite being only 8 bits, the color is great. It has its flat Cinelog 400 profile. And the 235 megabits help to make a better color correction for its volume of information. The Olympus successor is the M1 Mark III. It is much more powerful in everything, in ISO, autofocus and other aspects. It also has RAW output. It is second-hand for $1,000, and the new OM version has just come out. This has been all, thanks for joining us. I will answer any questions in the comments.